Right here.
Oh man, to get that pacifier right there.
Right
please.
here.
Did you rinse it off, pacifier?
Yes.
I think Kee. Wait a minute. You want to go with Daddy?
Okay. He's like, okay, I'm good.
You gotta chill. Look, I got something for you.
You want all the whole world to see you kicking and screaming?
We ride, we ride, we ride. We ride. Turn the lights on. Even when it don't go right.
What up, what up, what up? Double M's. It's your boy Keys.
And it's your girl Minty. Ew, ew.
And I'm Jazz.
And I'm Deb.
From Fritz Family Entertainment.
And I'm Alex. And we back with another video.
Yeah.
Y'all excited?
We too lit.
You see how we on here like Saudi? We all going
Right.
Hey, you like a big fan.
Well, yes, we up in here.
We got the Alabama clique up in this piece.
Roll Tide.
Birmingham and Dothan.
You already know.
Free up for me, yeah.
Yeah. So we in here in Savannah, Georgia. Fritz family came out with the Epic Empire. Your boy Keys super happy.
Yes, we are.
We got some real country flavor on the channel. Loving that.
We've been waiting.
Oh yes.
We've been ready.
Anxious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ready.
Hey, so y'all be on the lookout for them cooking.
Yeah.
That cooking coming.
Check out all the
Y'all
cooking videos. They'll link them in the description box below, you guys.
That DK in the kitchen.
Hey.
All
so
right.
we're going to be talking about the beginning stages of marriage and what are some of the struggles that you went through in your marriage. Mm-hmm. And the difference between Muslim marriage and Fritz family is they have kids and we don't. So we can even extend on that as well. Cool. The differences.
Okay.
Yeah, because us had kids. We was pregnant like
I was gonna say we started with off with kids.
Okay, you started off with kids.
Let's see what May we were together, and by
July we were pregnant.
Oh wow!
So that was our first struggle. Everybody thought we was moving too fast.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Everybody thought we was going too fast.
All right.
They got together in May, and they got pregnant in July.
In July.
Oh,
2 months later.
2 months.
We got pregnant and engaged by July.
Yeah.
Oh wow, 2 months.
You was still in the military, or you was
He just got out.
Oh yeah, he was full of.
Well, no, I was full of running. I was full of running for my life. You know, I had an ex that had tried to hit me with a car, take my car and everything. So it was like Jazz came around like when I was at my lowest, and that was kind of like that's one of the reasons that we bond the way we do is because like one of the things that I suffer with is with my PTSD, like I have terrible nightmares and that'll run most people away.
Yeah.
But, you know, like Jazz, she's been there from the beginning. And, you know, so that's one of the things that's really helped us out is not being judgmental on the
Right, that's awesome.
Everybody want to be loved.
Amen. Everybody, that's right,
Everybody want to be loved.
That's right, and that's good that you have the capacity to have compassion and say, you know, I'm not going to let that small thing become a big thing that makes me push away from you.
Because you can't help that. Can't help what you've been through.
That's true, you can't. You cannot.
And
that's what make you.
That's right. It is. You see, breaking down everything. I had to let it out because when you feeling a certain way, you just feel a certain way.
Yeah.
You know, you do.
Yes.
And nobody else can really judge you. You
that's
know,
right.
You got to be confident in yourself because you guys are in it together. How can you be susceptible to outside influences? Because the only person that knows how you feel in your body is you. You can even tell your spouse how much you love them every day, but they can never know the extent. You know, you can only keep trying and trying. So
to show them.
Trust
that's why
you gotta trust yourself and trust your heart, and not let people guide your path because you'll be resentful.
It's true. Definitely true. I agree with that.
Yeah. See why I love them? that guy over there.
We love y'all too.
Oh, thank
I'm
you.
telling you,
you can just tell. You can tell people vibes
even behind the camera. So yes, you can feel energy.
Right.
And that's y'all bond. y'all for each other, support
Yes.
each other no matter what. And that's
Yeah,
what
we
it's
do.
supposed
That's
to
how it's
be.
because y'all supposed to be a team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like I was telling Miss C, I was saying, you may not, you know, like your husband every day, but you love him every day. You know what I'm saying? You love him, and when you crying because you're hurting, it's because you love him and you want to see things change for you and for him.
Yes.
I have to wholeheartedly agree there because you know, like, I don't know where people get this misconception that marriage is supposed to be all guns and petals and roses.
It's
like,
not. It's work
not.
every day.
Rainbows and butterflies.
It's
It ain't
not.
no cherry
It's,
blossom.
it's
Every
every
day
day
you
work.
Yes.
Work.
A
It
marriage
is
It don't
a
stop.
job.
Yeah, it don't stop. It's 24 hours.
Yes, and just because of the job, don't get discouraged and deterred because I mean, yes, marriage is a job, but at the same time, it's rewarding just like any other job. You know, if you get up, you having a bad day at work, shake it off because
You don't have to.
you making it as bad. You making it worse by
Exactly.
being down in the dumps.
That's true. That's true. That's so true.
You gotta keep moving forward because at the end of the day, it's you guys that are building your unit. So if you have doubts in each other, you're gonna cause your own cracks and foundations.
OMG.
So how did y'all deal with that? Like getting together and then 2 months later finding out y'all was pregnant. Like did that cause a major stress or a divide between you guys or?
Between us, no, but it was
Okay.
like
I was
everybody
gonna say
else.
the
Everybody
most of
else was
our
more upset.
problems
Okay.
came, and I thank God every day because I could have been a person that was easily influenced by
Right.
what people were telling me,
Mm-hmm.
but from the beginning I was like, nope, I'm going with him. I'm riding with him. I'm riding with him. I'm listening to what because he has not steered me wrong from the beginning.
That's
so
beautiful.
think about where I say that like where would we be if I had to listen to people on the outside and what they think, oh y'all moving
Same
too
folks that
fast
fell
and
out.
y'all doing this and y'all doing that. Well, so it's me, it's my life.
Right.
He my husband,
Yeah,
my
it's my
husband,
decision. That's right.
and the father of my child. That's what a lot of people they wasn't thinking about that. Like this is not a game. This
No.
is this is serious.
It's serious.
Mhm.
And, oh, no, that's another great point. that kind of goes right along with people think that because they have been together forever and a day that they have the same mentality that married people do, and it's not.
It's
You
not.
know, like coming from someone that's married to another. Tell me, am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
The day that you guys got married, when you got that paper in your hand, like you felt something different. It's like
Oh
the
yeah,
paper-
absolutely,
the paper
absolutely. It
gives
was
you more-
official.
You know,
when you go down to Social Security office and you change your last name and you go through all you know it actually gets real for you when you know your spouse is insuring you now and things like that. There's a different type of togetherness.
It is.
You know, it's one thing to say we're together, but it's another thing to actually be together.
Yes,
It
because
is.
with
It
that piece
is.
of paper, you can't just run off on
No,
me.
you can't.
You're going to have to go through the
That
coat
me
and
out.
get rid of me.
Yeah.
The coat or the grave.
Yeah.
One of the two.
One of the two. That's
you better
right.
tell them.
That's right.
This
So-
is not a game. And I don't think people go into marriage saying that they're gonna, oh, I'm not leaving.
Yeah,
but
they do.
you really have to put in the work, and you have to believe it. You can't just say it.
You just can't say it because people will say that, oh, I'm in this for life. I only get married one time, and you say that stuff out your mouth, but the only way you're going to be able to back those words up is if you actually do the work. You gotta consistently do the work. You can't just say, oh, I've tried, or I've did this, I've did that. How consistent have you been with your efforts working towards your marriage?
Yeah.
I was gonna say a lot of people try to use that as a crutch.
They do.
Like, oh, I've only been married once, so I got the same kid all my
Yes.
fathers, and sometimes that does work, but a lot of the times people will only stay in that same rut just so they can have that bragging accolade. Like,
Right.
why?
They've been married for so long.
There's nothing wrong with people having 2 or 3 different parents to children because life happens.
That's
Especially
right.
if you're doing the right things, you can't control another person's actions.
No, you
Yep.
cannot. No, you cannot.
So, like that's not a bragging, even though it's a good thing to only have kids by one person, only be married one time, when you go into something just for that reason to say, oh, this is it, like 9 times out of 10, you're only doing it for everybody else anyway. You're not
That's
doing
true.
it for you.
Not
So
doing it for you.
even if it's working 20 years, it could be working because it's broken. You could be living in the same house with somebody. You living upstairs, they live downstairs.
That's true, and that's
not
what
a
I'm
marriage.
saying. And that's what I was saying too. You have to be careful who you accept advice from and who you let mentor your marriage, Because sometimes people can tell you, I've been married 45 years, but how many of those years have you actually been married? Have you actually been in love and happy and
not
well with
just
this man?
living,
Not just living in a house together. Because some people are living in that separate quarters of the house, just because they feel like it's convenient, you know, cheaper to keep her type attitude. You know, don't want to have to go through no division or dividing up assets and things like that.
Or the kids
in the home, so we'll just wait till they graduate to get grown. Then we'll decide to go our separate ways. That's
and
a
you're not doing
live.
anything. Yes, you're making those children miserable,
and yourself,
and
your spouse,
and also. We talk about this all the time. You're wasting time.
You are.
You cannot get time back.
You can't.
People don't think of you cannot get time back.
That's the most valuable resource you have. It is so true.
Every second wasted is memories lost.
It is. It is. It truly is.
Like people, they be tweaking. I remember having that conversation with a guy. And he and his wife, you know, they've been in a marriage. You know, they only live in separate they only sleep in separate bedrooms. But that's because like he stays up late, and you know he don't want to wake her up. But you know, I asked him, well, okay, cool. Like your situation, I give you that it's different than everybody else.
Yeah.
But if you're not even lying in the same bed with your wife, you know that you're not helping build that vibe. You're not helping build that bond, because you know, like lying next to somebody, you do build a bond. You know what I mean? And people think that, oh well, we live in the same house. Nah, you don't feel that energy together.
You're not gonna feel the energy. You're gonna feel like you're not connecting.
Y'all ain't trying to go to sleep together. Y'all aren't watching TV together. Like they had their own shows they watch. Like it was completely different lives. But I said, now you guys are functionally broken, and I can give you your props for that. But when I asked him that about not even 3 weeks later when I saw him, he was like, we moved in the room together because what you said made the most sense.
So you help somebody marriage. That's beautiful.
Like,
because people need that.
Nobody think about that, though.
You don't recognize the stuff you do sometimes that divides you. You don't recognize it.
And it was so funny.
You don't recognize it.
When he said when he went in there to get in the bed with his wife for the first time, she said, okay, so what'd you do? Because like why are you in here? So why are you in here? He was like, nah. He was like, I had to talk with somebody, and he just made some sense, because even though this works, it could be better.
And that's a beautiful thing, that the marriage wasn't broken in a way where she didn't want to be with him anymore. We were doing separate things. We weren't even realizing that we weren't even connected.
I was just about to say, not even
sleeping in the same bed.
it.
I'm over here doing my own thing, you doing your own thing. And me and Keys, we had that problem in the beginning. You know, where Keys would work out on his own. Keys watch YouTube. I watch different shows. I do my thing. Keys come to bed late sometimes, or sometimes I'm up late and he's gone to sleep already. It was just crazy like that, and I was like, man, we gotta find a way to reconnect. We can't start off like this. You know, and we start noticing that about ourselves, like, this ain't good. And then we already work separate shifts. You working in graveyard, I'm working a day shift, so we're already passing each other as it is. So we've been working on ways to kind of like change that too, because it makes it hard. You come home from work and your spouse already gone to work, or you get home from work, I'm already gone to work.
Or in passing,
you know,
because even though like that's outside you guys' control, like it still can cause you to feel like
it does.
Man, like,
it really does.
I don't see my babe none.
It does.
Hey, babe.
And then we end up getting in more arguments that way, because we aren't seeing each other, we aren't connected, we aren't communicating, and then it's like everything is starting to break down.
Intimate.
You're not being intimate, and that causes problems.
And that's what, and then
I was gonna say, I think we well, I can't see. I think we were a lot happier. We didn't have a lot of problems, but with him being at home and us doing pretty much everything together, it does make things a lot easier. It really does.
When I lost my job last February because I got injured at work, like our marriage like dramatically changed, because I had gone through spurts of not working. Like when I transitioned from the post office to Social Security, I went about 6 months without working, trying to get on from one to the other. And you know, it's never been an issue. But when I stopped working completely and became full-time dad at home, it became so much easier, because at that point now you don't have to worry about a babysitter.
Right.
Oh, you need to go get your hair done. You need to go get your hair done. Okay, bye. I ain't got to worry about taking out work.
Right.
I don't have to do any of that. You know, it makes your life so much easier, and it seems like that's a part of our relationship that a lot of people couldn't understand. So many people are like, he lazy because he ain't going to work. Well, me not going to work, and because I chose not to go to work, somebody almost snatched my arm out the socket while I'm at work.
And then on top of that, me and my spouse sat down and made a decision about what's best for our household. Exactly. So don't try to call my man lazy, or try to say, oh, y'all doing this wrong and that wrong, because you don't know what works for us.
Because
what works for you may not work for me, and what works for me may not work for you. But it doesn't make it wrong. It doesn't make it wrong.
Yes.
Exactly.
And we was
I was
talking
gonna say, y'all were talking about that.
The DILT. What we was talking to them, Nick and me. We was talking to them, and they were also saying how they were dealing with some issues too, where people were judging them. Two girls holding hands. They don't understand it. Being judgmental, things like that. That's how people are, though. People are always judging what they don't understand.
Yes, and
what they don't understand, and what they don't even want to try to understand. So that's why they judge it the most, because it's just like it's just wrong in their eyes. But you don't make the rules.
Right, you don't make the rules.
You don't make the
You ain't make the
rules.
blueprint, none of that. And then I could have sworn the blueprint says be loving, judge less, not be judged. So
that's right.
Why are you passing judgment on anybody?
So people don't think about that.
You pass judgment, but you so quick. Oh, I'm going to hit.
People love throwing rocks and hiding their hand. They love doing that. Living in a glass house itself and throwing rocks. Like, come on. Like you're not even doing self-reflection, but you're talking about what I'm doing. And you're trying to tell me how I'm living my life, and that's what tends to happen in people's marriages. And that's why I don't put my family in my marriage. Right. I feel like my marriage is something that's sacred. Yes. If I ask for advice, or if I share something with you because I'm broken, I'm hurting over something, then I'm not looking for you to necessarily tell me what to do, but to kind of like be an encouragement to me. Like, hey, you can work on your marriage. This can help. This, that, and the other. But I don't like to really share my marriage with everybody, because it's like when you get family involved, all you're doing is creating problems.
Yes, because as soon as you tell them that he did one thing
wrong, they change the whole outlook on him. It's over with.
It's over with. And it's not supposed to be like that.
And then if you go ahead and y'all make up, and they don't know about you made up, they still have some type of animosity,
sideways,
things like that, and you coming over for family function,
and you feeling awkward because everybody treating you some kind of way. So it's like a rule of thumb. I don't care what's going on. My mama say, "How y'all doing? We doing good. We doing good.
Yes, we are good. Well, we good.
We doing good. But you have to do that. You have to work on your marriage privately sometimes.
I did have to learn that in the beginning. I did. I thought I could confide in anybody, especially my best friend and my mom. I used to go straight to my mom.
People use stuff against you, and as soon as there's a moment where it can use it against you, well, then you say he did this.
Like, come on now, didn't you just do something to me last week too?
Right?
We human.
Yeah, we human, and we have to keep growing through our experiences and our mistakes.
Yeah,
we have to.
I don't know.
Marriage is not perfect. It's not. When we go on these trips, it is. When we go on these trips, I'm telling you, it's almost like the tension becomes even worse than what it was at home. Like at home, we can function. Yeah. We can almost function a lot better at home than we do on these trips like this sometimes. Because it's like we need to sit down and really like talk about, okay, what is it we want to do? Yeah. If we don't feel like we need to do this, let's not do it. Because we are a little older in the empire. You know what I'm saying? We have to realize that we are a little older than the other couples and stuff like that. So some things that they do, we're not gonna want to do. Right. And we have to just go ahead and say it up front. Okay, these things right here we're gonna do, and then when y'all ready to do that, we're gonna take a day and just gonna do videos on our own. Right. And we need to just kind of like start doing that.
Right. True.
Kind of like to keep
because everybody everybody has their own lane.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And then to judge like with when you were talking about Nick and their channel, how people judge them. Yeah. The first thing I tell somebody, have you? What lie have you told today? Okay, well, get out my face.
Right, right.
Are you married? Do you got a bae? You got a boo? Okay, you're doing the same thing. Get out my face.
Yeah, because some people are giving advice who are not even married, and it's like, how are you trying to tell me about marriage and you're not even married? And it's almost like you're speaking about marriage in a way where you are against it.
Bing.
You're against it, and it's almost like it seems like you're against it because you haven't yet found somebody that you feel is potentially marriage material. It's like it's sad. It's sad.
Yeah, it's awful because like people, they're so quick to try to say something, and then they don't even have the courage to try to do what you did.
They don't.
They could have found their prince charm, but they're so busy trying to be particular
about
trying
certain
to
things.
nitpick everything out.
He gotta have this. He gotta have that. He gotta be this way. He gotta be that way. But how you gotta be?
Huh?
You want somebody to bring the whole table, the silverware, the meal, everything to the table. What are you bringing? Are you gonna bring the chairs? Let me tell me something.
Exactly.
You can't expect somebody to have what you're not even trying to bring to
You
the
can't
table.
be you can't be in the hood and expect somebody from a penthouse to roll up and just sweep you off your feet.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
You got to do your part.
That's right.
You can be in trying to get up out of there, but at the same time, you can't expect somebody like, oh, well, I need me a 6'5" person, and I'm gonna need me a light bright with hazel eyes, like, and then all the stuff that you want. Statistically, you just stacking against yourself.
Exactly.
So you have this unrealistic expectation of somebody who probably don't even exist.
Don't even exist out there. So true. And sometimes the person that's for you is sitting right there in front of you, but you can't see because you're in your own way, in your own mind, overthinking things or saying, oh, I want this, I want that. He don't have this, he don't have that. But does he have potential? Is he willing? Are you looking at that?
Can he be the baby whisperer? Like Kee?
Put the baby to sleep in the video.
Baby Alice is
Baby Alice is asleep, y'all.
He knocked out.
Say he made all the videos today.
Yeah.
He ain't doing that.
So you guys, we just wanted to come to you guys and talk to you about marriage and the struggles that people have when they first get married and things that they go through.
People
I was gonna say, do y'all think that rule about the first year is the hardest true? Did y'all first year was hard?
Every year is hard.
Every year is hard.
I was gonna say every year.
Not the first year. Every year is hard. I feel like every year we
Each year
struggle
has
with
its own
something.
struggles.
Yeah, every year is a struggle. We struggle either with something we struggled in the first year, or something from the second year. It's something, or something we struggled with before we got married. It's always a struggle.
It's always something minute that you can just just totally take care of in 5 minutes.
But we don't do it though, and that's the problem. We don't do it. We don't take care of it in 5 minutes. We don't hit the reset button and say, you know what? Let me stop. Let's stop in this moment and let's reset. Let's go. Let's change our attitudes and let's be loving it towards each other. Sometimes we'll stay in an attitude towards each other, and it's like we can't stay like that. 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 Yeah,
Double M and fam. Double M fam.
Yeah, double M fam. Your boy quiet, but your boy can be a little stubborn too.
Is you calling me out in the video?
Yeah. Call her out. Jazz stubborn. Call it out. Call it out. Because that's the only way to help other marriages, by telling the truth.
That's our only problem. He said, you just don't listen.
You don't listen?
You don't listen.
It's so funny. We were at the Airbnb.
And it's probably more too that it's not that you're not necessarily listening all the way, but you're stubborn too. People get set in their ways and they don't want to hear it. Like me and Keys go through a little spat, and then if I try to switch back, restart and like hit the reset button, and we just start talking about something, he'll stay quiet on me. Like, okay, I can talk to you right now. Yeah, I hear you, but I ain't talking to you right now.
I'm not talking to you. I ain't your bad.
Yeah, and then try to kiss you 5 minutes later after you try to kiss them, and then they want to,
no.
Keys ain't gonna do that. Keys ain't gonna do that.
I'll wait till she kiss me.
Yeah, he's stubborn like that. See, that's not right.
No.
That's not right.
Oh, this one here. Well, wait. And then she'll turn. And then after she turns, I'll turn and go to the game. Nothing. Okay.
He used to be like that. Now he gets like, I'm gonna be stubborn with her the whole way.
See?
So yeah, it's something we have to work on. We have to work on as married people.
Yeah, it's in all marriages.
Yeah.
It's a different way, but the same thing.
Because if I get mad about something that really bothers me, then I'll do him like that. Like I won't talk, I won't say nothing, and then he'll be like, "Babe, it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable."
We used to do that in the beginning all the time. I'm talking about walking around, not even talking to each other. Like,
but still, I was about to say, it used to be so fun. How can you cook for somebody but not talk to them?
Just be like,
I
was gonna say, I still cook it. I still fed them. Like, but I ain't talk. I'm not gonna ask you what you want. Just gonna go in there and cook.
And cook with them.
You see how many people is? We off the chain, y'all.
I'm telling you.
Pray for us. Pray for us.
Please.
The petty inside of marriage, inside of marriage.
Petty is strong in the marriage.
Man, oh my goodness.
The petty will try to overtake your marriage.
It will. Please.
That petty devil will try to take your marriage.
Yes. Don't be petty.
You gotta release yourself of the pettiness. You gotta release it, like let it go.
You just can't
But,
help
you
it
know,
sometimes.
You can't sometimes. It be so hard, but you gotta try. You
Yeah.
gotta try.
And then you can't lose yourself in the pettiness either.
No, you
because
can't.
know, like
Yeah.
if it's something that you would normally do just because you're mad at your significant other does not mean that you should
Yeah.
stop doing something
That's
because
right.
you're upset. Because once you get over it, you know, like people don't understand that your actions, once you do something or say something, you can't take that back. So we're arguing over something that was your fault, and I don't get fed because you were wrong and you were upset because
Right.
I said something. You know, later on down the line, at some point in time, that person's gonna think about that. And You
Yeah.
can't take that back, so you
True.
have to be leery of the things that you do.
That's true. I agree. That's so true. And that's the work part of it. Working on working on
Yes,
hard work.
As long as you put in the work, it can work.
It will. I
Yeah,
was say
that's true.
Bing.
That's true.
You could go
Can't say you put that work. You gotta put that work in. You gotta be doing it. Now actions,
Right.
actions.
Yes.
Both.
So you guys don't forget to like, subscribe, share the video, hit that
Because
notification
share.
bell.
Yeah.
So you'll be notified of all the videos we're posting. You will see this video on Muscle and Marriage and Fritz Family channel.
Hey.
Fritz Family Entertainment.
Turn up.